So moving along to saving the planet, our next presenter is Associate Professor Rabindra Nepal, who will talk to us about Australian energy transition and the energy trilemma. Are we at a crossroads or a roundabout? Rabindra.
Thank you and good afternoon. So Australian households have been paying one of the highest prices for household electricity for quite some time now. In the last decade, Australia has also lost 3 gigawatt of power generation capacities in its power systems, and therefore raising questions around power supply stability and if the lights will always stay on. Australia today also has an ambitious renewable electricity production target of 82% share by 2030. Therefore, one of the major public policy concerns of today and of tomorrow is around how to deliver an energy trilemma so that every Australian household has an access to an affordable, environmentally sustainable, and reliable energy. The message that I'm trying to convey here through my talk today is with the right mix of technology, economics, and policy, an energy trilemma can be realized and the energy trilemma puzzle can be solved. But does this require that politics will have to stay out of the Australian energy and climate policy landscape? The Australian experience does suggest so. At one end, we have one political faction that is rightly aiming for a 100% renewable electricity system. However, climate and energy policies at the federal level only got harmonized in 2022. But thankfully, we have a national emission reduction target of 43% by 2030 from 2005 levels and a net zero target by 2050. At the other end, we have another political faction who actually repealed the carbon pricing mechanism in Australia and therefore providing the greatest example of climate policy discontinuity to the rest of the world and replaced it with the safeguard mechanism, which does not even include the emissions-intensive electricity generation industry. Such omission provides a natural cost disadvantage to renewables as the playing field is left uneven. At the same time, the lack of an economy-wide carbon pricing mechanism provides low scope for renewable compatible alternative technologies like carbon capture utilization and storage, CCUS. Now, my forthcoming book on CCUS suggests that CCUS can be a long-term technical solution in our energy system. However, the potential of this technology currently remains untapped. For example, biomass with CCUS will not only remove CO2 emissions from the atmosphere, but also will generate energy. At the same time, CCUS can also be an effective source of producing low carbon hydrogen and can be effective in decarbonizing mining operations as energy transition is very mining intensive. And at the same time, will also be useful in abating emissions among heavy industries. In the short term, consumers can always optimize their energy usage, such as by integrating solar energy resources with battery storage technologies, and also be smarter with their energy usage in minimizing their power bills. So what immediate policy support needs to be provided for the uptake of this particular technology? The compatibility of renewables with CCUS can be supported through research funding towards this technology development, such as through the Carbon Capture Use and Storage Development Fund. And why not? Both CCUS and renewables are compatible technologies in terms of reducing emissions. So therefore, CCUS will also have a long-term role in leading climate change mitigation. Therefore, with the right mix of technology, economics, and policy, the solutions to deliver an energy trilemma are indeed at crossroads with clear directions available up for grabs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rabindra. That was really outstanding. Any questions from the audience? Lisa.
One of the things that we think about and are talking about at the moment is cross-disciplinary research opportunities. And I think you've very articulately talked about the opportunity here in relation to technology and economics and policy working together really well. I think that's a really critical area. Can you talk about, maybe this is hopefully not putting the spot, talk about how that might work in terms of pulling those things together and how, working with perhaps some of our technologists, and that's a different word, but here at UOW or other areas could actually bring that to life?
Oh, that's a great question, Lisa. And well, at UOW, I think we are fortunate enough to have this interdisciplinary energy research group like Energy Futures Network, in which I'm also a part of, right? And together as a group, we have been coming together in solving some grand energy challenges. For instance, we have had commission project for the Southeast Australia Productivity Commission, understanding the role of hydrogen to the South Australian economy. And also we did a study for the Australian Energy Regulator around the effective design of the rate of return instrument and so forth. But yeah, the message is pretty clear in terms of solving this problem together. And I think that a holistic getting together and solving this problem together will be a more sustainable and pathway rather than trying to tackle them in silos in some corners. So thank you very much.